I'm going to have a really hard time getting through this message today because I had a dream last night, and my dream was about my twin, and it's supposed to be something that I'm supposed to relate to my twin. Um, but the meaning is a message that needs to go out to the collective, and the message that's coming, it's um, it's very, very hard, and I have tried all day long to be like, I don't, please, Spirit, don't make me do this one. Don't make me do this one. Please give it to someone else because I don't think I can handle it. I'm also the person who can't even watch children get hurt on TV shows. Like, it breaks my heart. But, so I waited all day hoping and hoping and hoping and hoping, and it's not passing. And the visions and the songs and the feelings and the pain of heartbreaking are getting worse. So we're gonna get this message out so I can release this energy back out, and what Spirit needs to say can come out. First, we're gonna start with my dream for my twin. Backstory: I haven't talked to my twin in a really long time. I had this dream that I was in front of a computer screen, and my twin called in on a video chat, but it was one of those where you could do anonymously and ask for tips, and for some reason I was the person who was giving advice and talking on the other end. And all in the picture, all I could see was like his feet and this child, and they didn't say who they were, and so I couldn't figure out. And then when he spoke, I heard his voice, and I recognized his voice, like instantly, just like before. But it was like a sense of recognition, and I called out his name, and I'm not gonna say it online, but I called out his name, and I was like, why are you here? Why are you here? Why are you calling me now? What do you need? And I was mad, and I mean really mad. And he said that he pointed the video to the kid, and the kid was crying, and he was like, can you just read him a bedtime story? Can you tell this kid a bedtime story, because he won't stop crying, and he's sick, and he just won't stop crying, and I don't know what to do. Can you please just help me? And somehow I was able to go through this computer screen and just like instantly be there. And then there was this child, and I saw my twin's face. I already knew who he was from his voice, because it was his voice that I recognized him in the first place. But there was this child that was laying there, and the child was crying. And when he saw me, he reached his arms up like he wanted me to pick him up, and I picked this kid up. This kid was probably, he's not a teenager, or he may have been close. I'm not very sure about the ages anymore, because kids seem to look a little older. But I would say this kid isn't 13. He has to be well under that. Anywhere, I'm not sure. I've never seen this kid before, ever. I remember his face, but I can't describe it to you. But he was small, and he was kind of frail, and he had dark hair. And I picked this little boy up, and I carried him, and I took him over, and I set him down on this couch. And the story that I told him was about a tarp and an umbrella, which I thought, okay, so this little boy's laying here, and he's looking up, and he's like, I don't feel good. Will you make it feel better? And I was like, I can't do that, but I can read you a bedtime story so you can close your eyes and you can learn something that you need to learn. And this little boy looked so sad, but he looked up and he was like, okay. And I told him, I said, so there was this little tarp. He was folded and rolled up, sitting on a table. And this little tarp saw the world from his table. And he looked out and he kept watching. And he was like, that umbrella has such a great life. And in my mind, like, hearing it now, I'm like, what in the world? But the story continues, and the little tarp watches the umbrella because the people interact with it, and the umbrella can be opened and it can protect someone from burning. It can protect that person from all the harsh weather or whatever. And the little tarp was looking at this umbrella and he's like, man, I really wish I could be like that umbrella and have such an importance. And it come to pass that a big storm came. And the little tarp was sitting there on the table and the umbrella blew away. And then the roof blew away. And the people grabbed the little tarp and they opened this tarp up and it grew bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until it was so wide it was almost as big as a house. And under this little tarp, everybody came from miles around to be sheltered from the pain of the storm, to get out of the scary situation. This little tarp that thought he was less important than this umbrella had a bigger purpose than he even knew. He just didn't know it yet because he wasn't supposed to know it yet until it was time. Because that helped him be humble, and it helped him love, and it helped him look at the world with excitement and longing to be something more. Until the time when the little tarp started to get sad. And then God said, don't give up 2 minutes before your miracle, because you're going to find your purpose. And your purpose is a whole lot bigger than what you believe it is. See, because that little umbrella was able to help one person weather a storm. And though that is such a great thing, you have such a bigger responsibility. You have such a bigger purpose in this life. A purpose that's meant to help so many people. And I looked down at the little boy, and he was like looking up at amazement. And he's like, I wish I could be like that little tarp. He said, I just wish that I could just play in a band. And an angel put his arm on my shoulder and said, don't worry, it'll be okay, because he has a harp. He has a harp waiting for him in heaven. And the little boy that was crying closed his eyes in my arms, and he fell asleep, and he smiled. And the angel took him, and the angel said, don't worry, his purpose was bigger. This child is going to go because he has a purpose. He is going to change the hearts in the minds of so many people, and he doesn't even know it yet. He agreed to make a sacrifice to help so many people. What I was told for my twin is, you have a bigger purpose. And in my vibe, before I started this reading, I kept trying to push it off, and I kept trying to push it off, and I kept trying to push it off, being like, I can't, if I push it off, maybe it won't hurt. It won't be able to hurt me if I push it off, and I just push my tower back. It won't hurt as bad, but Spirit says it's still gonna hurt. But the hurt is going to bring a purpose. And then my visions, before I get into the cards, just to try to pull a read, there were 2 songs that I kept being given over and over and over. And one was Shallow, and the other one was, I think, the verses that instantly triggered me, that made me know that this is the ones. It says, and I get this on a collective, there's children, there's children that are scared. And these children are in a situation, and they feel like they're being left behind. They feel like they're being forgotten. And I don't know what this is or where these kids are, but they're downstairs somewhere, and they're scared. The verses that came up from the song were, "For now the day bleeds into nightfall, and you're not here to get me through it all. I let my guard down, and then you pulled the rug. I was getting used to being someone you loved." The kids are like, "I thought you were gonna be here, but you left. You left to me. Why did you leave?" I went right along with my dream. I tend to close my eyes when it hurts sometimes. I fall into your arms. I will be safe in your sound till I come back around, meaning the angels took me, but I'm still gonna be here when you talk to me. I can still hear you when you talk to me because I'm still here in spirit. When you laugh, I'm gonna laugh right along with you. When you cry, I'm gonna be right there. And when you talk to me, I will hear you. And if you pay attention, if you pay close attention, the Spirit of truth, which is God, which is the Spirit that God sat down when Jesus went up. That was the whole reason why Jesus went up to heaven, so that the Spirit of truth could come down, so that we could talk to. And the Spirit of truth will give us signs and will give us triggers for those that are open and believe. And the last one was from the Shallow song, and I had never heard these words. In my mind, it was just all a love song until today. And then it took on a whole new meaning. It says, I crash from the surface where they can't, we crash from the surface where they can't hurt us. We are far from the shallows, which means the shallow graves. We're far from the shallows. We're not in the graves no more. We're far from it. And then they're in heaven, and it says the little angels are saying, watch as I dive in, meaning they're going to leap off the clouds. I'll never meet the ground, because they have wings, because they have a spirit that they can float with, or however that means, but they're not going to hit the ground because they can be and they can go wherever they need to go, because they're all around us right now. I told myself, I'm just gonna pull the happy tarot and pray that a happy reading comes out. But even when I went to lay down my cards, it was like people are fighting. These people are coming in to hurt somebody with sticks. People are crying and they're sad because someone is sick. And it's bittersweet because they were beautiful and they were here and you love them, but it still hurts because they're gone. Look at this. Look at these little kids. These kids are left out in the cold. And they're scared. The people are scared. Not just the kids now. The people are scared. And they can't, but they're not walking away. They're not walking away from something. Whatever this is, they're not leaving. They're saying, I'm staying right here. But they're sad and they're depressed and they're worried. Because the tower's hitting them. And these little kids are getting hurt. This is pretty much saying that they're not going to go back and forth. They're going to stand their ground. Some of them want to leave. The kids want to leave because they're scared. But the people that can't get the kids, they're going to stay. Because they love them. And the angels are watching over them. And they want to see them happy. And it's all over someone trying to control something. It's someone who's wanting to manipulate everything, who wants to be in control, who's egotistical, who's vain, who's not a good person. I heard it because they tried to control the situation and manipulate someone in talking, but it didn't work. And so now there has to be a battle. The knights have to come in on their swords, and there will have to be a battle. And people will have to stand up. I'm getting other people are going to help. Other people are going to offer their wand to stand beside them. And these people are being led. Because I keep hearing Angel Feather. These people are being led and guided. And these people are waiting. They're sitting there waiting. They're waiting for the ships to come in. They're waiting for them to arrive. They're waiting for help. The kids are waiting for help. But they don't want to know. They can't see what's going on, and they don't know what's going on, and they don't understand. They're in the dark and they can't see it, and people don't want them to see it, and they're trying to block them from it. Maybe that's the reason why I kept hearing downstairs. Maybe someone's keeping them downstairs to protect them, to keep them safe. I heard it said this week that if you're not a cat person, that if you hate cats, it's a sign that you need to always be in control. But because cats have to come to you, and people who want control, they want the cat to always come to them. But the cats don't do that, and that's why a lot of people don't like them, because they have to go after the cat. They have to let the cat do what the cat's gonna do. And there's nothing, they can do about it. But the cat person is supposed to be open and loving and caring and allowing the other person to do what they need to do. And that's what I'm getting here with all these cats at the bottom. This little one that doesn't know what's going on. They have to be there, and they have to trust the others. Because just like it says, for now the day bleeds into nightfall. And it's night for these children. And someone's not telling these children. Maybe the adults aren't telling these children what's really going on. Maybe it's too hard for the adults to talk to the children about what's going on, about what's truly going on, or about what's going to happen. Because these parents, this is the Four of Pentacles, which means I'm going to hold you close because you're mine. I'm going to protect you. I'm going to save you. I'm going to keep you safe. I'm going to keep you mine. And in reverse, I just heard it. I'm scared because I can't protect you. I can't tell you. I don't want to tell you because there's nothing I can do. I can't hold on to you. I can't protect you. I have to let go. I have to let what's going to happen because there's nothing that I can do. And I'm sorry, I can't protect you. If someone feels like they can't defend themselves, they can't stick up for themselves, they can't do anything, there's nothing they can do, and that would, you just heard it's the sick kids. the sick kids downstairs. Whatever that means, wherever there's kids that are sick downstairs, there's something going on and they can't defend themselves. And someone can't protect them. I don't know if it's like Big Brother can't protect them. But they can't defend themselves because they're innocent. I need to, this reading is overwhelming. It's getting to be too much, so I'm going to pull one of these and read what the oracle card says. Sad embrace. $45. Loss is a part of life. Let go and allow time to heal you. You may be entering into a period where loss is a theme. Perhaps you're having to let go of a long-cherished dream. If so, take heart, for this ending may have been for your highest good. A better and more powerful dream will be realized in your life if you can accept the loss. Relationships based on faulty foundations are meant to end at this time. Disappointment is a form of perception. If your expectations weren't met, a sense of loss arises, along with sadness and grief. Express these emotions. Tears are like healing rain that can restore life to a parched inner landscape. Growth is always assured. Whatever the loss, however great it is, let go and experience your feelings so that you may soon see what beauty lies ahead. I don't think there's anything else more I have to say. Or that I can emotionally take. Whoever's going through this, just know our hearts are with you. My heart is with you, and my prayers are with you. And to the little boy in this dream, if you are sick, I hope you get better. I hope you stick around for a little while. But always remember that Jesus has a rocking chair. And he'll be there. He'll be there to be the best hug you've ever had. And we'll be there soon. On that note, I gotta go. Bye.